It's the Jen Show. All right, today a very special guest. You will know his face. He is a writer, a comedian, MC, TV host, and the king of the 417.
Wow.
Welcome to the Jen Show.
Wow. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. I think that's fair. I mean,
Yeah.
So I moved here 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I guess 11 now. And, you know, you and Foch, in my opinion, two most names in
Yeah.
417.
Well, Foch, people still like him, and he was on the radio every day. Like at most, I was on TV once a week. So like I feel like if I was on the radio every day, he'd be like, I'm tired of that gentleman.
It's really tough to say. I feel like they're both their own skill set, but
Yeah.
I knew of you right when I moved here. It actually was hard to even pick what direction I wanted to go down first. You were on the very short list of people that I wanted to have on. Like maybe 20 people on the list. You were 13, 14, 15, somewhere there.
Okay,
Absolutely.
I'll take it.
You heard my introduction. Say you were on a cruise and you met this guy, Tony, and he said, Jeff, what do you do? What would you say?
That is hard for me. And my wife says it too. She's like, when people ask me, I don't know what to say. I tend to sum it up by like, I host things, I travel and host events, and I have a comedy ad agency doing videos and stuff. So I do a lot of TV video and hosting things. But within that, there's all these things too. So it's a pretty quick sum up, but yeah, I don't know. I do comedy.
Yeah, I get that so much because I don't even know. When I was in radio, that was the easy thing to say first.
Yes.
But it's just like now, I don't even know which is my main thing. Like music production, podcast. I'm not even sure really what it is.
Yeah. And
DJ.
it's a fun way to be, but it's hard to be like, and this is what I do. I am an accountant. And then I go home.
So what ends up happening when you're this level of independent is you kind of become a salesman. I mean, that's really what
that's true.
The number one skill ends up being in some ways.
Yeah.
And I watched a bunch of your reels. I've never done any hosting on videos, so I never really thought how you would put that stuff together. And it definitely has your style, even though it's a reel, which is impressive.
Yeah. Reels.
And I don't mean reels like an Instagram reel. I mean like a reel that you would send. I don't know. Maybe people don't even know that's called a reel. That was a reel before a reel.
That's true. Yeah. Instagram took it from that.
It did. Man. All right. I got to start with, you did this new video that was Wes Anderson thing. I don't know if it wasn't supposed to be Wes Anderson.
No, it's supposed to be exactly.
What I want to know first thing is, how'd you get the look? What gets the look? I mean, I get what it is when I see it, but
yeah. No, it's funny because like a lot of what I do is, I started out improv, so a lot of it's kind of off the cuff, and it's like, yeah, whatever. But when it comes to like videos and TV, like you got to be on top of all these things, and it's very thorough. And like when we were doing the TV show, and you're used to this, but like you have to hit the time like exactly, and it was 24 minutes and 30 seconds, and it can't be anything else. And so very exacting on everything, but my nature is more like, whatever. But if I really care, then I go super type A. So anyway, so for the Wes Anderson getting the look, I had been thinking about that video for years. I'd been wanting to do it for a long time. I like kind of pitched it with some other people, and they were like, nah, I don't know. And then I met with Daily Citizen. I'd made another one with them, and this one, the second one, I was like, here's what I'd like to do. And he's like, yeah, go for it. I was like, okay, cool. So whenever I'm driving around, I'm not paying attention in the way you should be. I'm always like looking at places. I'm always like, ooh, I like that building, and like, so I kind of just had like a roster in my mind of like places.
Yeah.
And then I work with Chris Canote with Canote Films. He's down in Branson, does a lot of stuff with me. So like there's certain like color grading things you can do, but then there's also like the look is like very symmetrical, and like then there's some other like types of things. So I just kind of research what those other types of shots are, but kind of symmetry and color, and it looks like it's all of his stuff. You can't really tell if it's present day or in the past. It's like kind of timeless.
Wow, I never actually thought of it that way.
I don't know when his movies take place.
No, that's so true. Like there's
Yeah.
no real, like everybody wears a lot of times kind of a 70s vibe,
Uh-huh.
but like that doesn't, it honestly could be the 50s and they could still,
Yeah.
wow. I never
Yeah.
considered that.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
really
yeah.
many cars in it ever or anything.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and Springfield there's like, I mean, I've shot stuff here forever. You can get like almost any look you want in Springfield. There's not like an abundance of it, but there's like, you can kind of pull off anything.
There's amazing signs here. I've always thought that.
Yeah.
Like rundown signs.
Oh,
like
I love a rundown sign.
Yeah. You had some
Yeah.
good ones in there. That's what made me.
Yeah.
All right. So go on, because I am very curious about this.
Yeah. So let's see. So then we got together, Chris and I was like, here's the places I want to shoot it. Well, first I got the script approved, and there's like trying to like for that, there's like certain things. There's a narrator and there's some like storyline. Then I also had Nate Black, who's worked with me on a lot of things. He was the art director and he's got a great eye and a great creative eye for things. And so I was just kind of like, here's what I'm thinking, basics. And then they really helped tweak it to like really get it into, if it was just me, it would have looked a lot more basic, I think. And they really take some like creative.
Yeah, it looks very legit. One thing that made me so excited to ask this to you is we live in a time where you could have told me that was shot with $100,000 cameras, or you literally could have told me like I shot that on my iPhone with an app.
Right.
I didn't think it was going to be that, but I know
Yeah.
there is an app that does Wes Anderson, and I saw it one time and I was like, wow, that's actually pretty convincing. I figured yours was done way more fancily.
Yeah. Anyway, as we talked before, I don't really know much about gear and stuff, but Chris knows things. Do you remember like a few years ago? I want to say it was 3 or 4 years ago. There was like a trend on TikTok to make your life look like Wes Anderson or
Yes,
something.
I do.
And it was less than a year before that. I'd pitched this idea to someone else, another client, and they're like, "Yeah, it sounds cool. I don't know." And so anyway, we had it before that became a trend, and then I was like, that ruined it.
That would have killed.
And then I'm like, okay, enough time had passed.
Wow.
Or we can do it.
Dude, I'm not even joking. It's one of the best commercials. Would you even consider it a commercial? What would you call it?
Yeah, I guess. I just call them videos or
How long
commercials.
is it? 2-ish minutes?
It's like 2 minutes, but we cut a 30-second version, which is on like TV and stuff. But yeah, the 2-minute one's the real
It's
fun
incredible, man.
Thanks.
Like for real. Like
Thanks.
it is really, really well done. Let me see where I want to go next. I have my my notes up here. There's
I'm not gonna look.
Yeah. Don't you look. Oh my gosh. So you're kind of a ginger hybrid.
Oh.
You consider yourself a ginger?
Well, okay.
I'm very curious.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks for asking this.
Because
you had asked me to think of a pet peeve.
Oh, here we go.
And I was like, oh, this is perfect.
Can't wait.
People tell me I have red hair and I don't. And I was like, I want to get some validation from a real redhead. I don't have red hair.
No.
People would be like, yeah, you do. And I'm like, no, I don't.
It's really interesting.
I just have the pinkish complexion and light eyebrows. And I think that translates into
I wondered,
ginger.
No exaggeration. I knew when I saw you right away, I would think either that is red hair or
I'm not
it
in the
isn't.
club. I'm not in the club.
It's so
My beard
your
is. My beard is.
eyelashes, eyebrows
Eyebrows
are very light reddish, but they
Right.
don't look that in person.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
On camera, though, because I have watched a lot of videos of you in the last week, and I thought, I think he's a redhead, maybe. I asked my wife, who's seen you for longer than me, and she said, yeah, he is. You guys are going to look like brothers up there.
I'm not a redhead.
I got to say for the record, guys, he's not.
And you are in the club. I was wanting validation from you.
Yeah.
Because I was like, a redhead will tell me I'm not in.
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely, for the redheads, I mean, I have to be a captain in the city.
Thank
I
you.
got to call it like I see it.
You have to.
Yep.
For the integrity of the club.
Exactly.
Or else
That's how
you
they
can't just
get
let
count on
anyone
me.
in.
I know. If I called it the Gin Show and I was out here just calling people redheads that weren't, how could they trust me?
Yeah.
I get it.
Thank
This
you
is
for
real-
asking so we could
real
have
journalism.
this conversation.
Wow.
Yeah.
It really is fascinating, though. I'm not joking, because you really are not red haired. I would say it's just
Not at all.
brown.
It's like, I was blonde.
Like
it's like a dirty
lightish-
blonde.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like what an adult looks like that has blonde hair.
Is that?
Do you know what I mean? My brother has more blonde hair than me, and it's more blonde. He says it's like prepubescent blonde hair.
Have you been watching any Olympics?
Yeah.
When they get to like the Swedish Nordic people, some of them literally look like wolves from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, very Game of Thrones.
Like truly like white eyes. And I'm like, it's nearly creepy.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that's a rude thing to say. I suppose it is, but I was watching some curling.
I was watching curling the other day. Yeah.
That's a pretty fascinating game. Slow.
It is slow.
Very slow.
I know.
Very.
Actually, I was talking to my son about it, and I was like, could we curl anyone here? Like, there's an ice park.
I was literally on the internet last night looking.
Were you?
Yeah. KC's closest one.
It would be fun, right?
So fun. Like, I've already talked about doing it for my birthday.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll be that enthused by then, but I don't know. I feel like I could be pretty good at it. I mean, I'm pretty confident in a lot of things till I try it.
Yeah, till you try it.
Yeah, well, I really like Formula One a lot. I didn't even realize I wore this, but there was a place in town that let you get in the cars that they actually like move like it. I was terrible. Like in a video game, I'm pretty good.
Because they're so sensitive.
So sensitive.
Yeah.
It was, honestly, it wasn't even that fun because I was so frustrated.
Yeah.
I'm actually competitive enough to not even play certain games because I know that it's going to make me mad and I know I'm going to lose.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get back to, I didn't really get to the full beginning. What's your background as far as like, how did you get into improv? I mean, we don't have to go all the way back to birth, but what are kind of the main highlights growing up into what you do now?
As a young non-ginger, let me add 2 more ginger thoughts. We hired a guy to design a poster for us, so he drew a little drawing of me, and someone else was with the mystery hour. I was talking to him, so I was like, they sent it, and I was like, hey, tell him I don't have orange hair. She told him, and he was like, yeah, he does.
Oh my god.
And I was like, no, I know. Anyway, sorry. Where was I? Okay.
Let me stop you there, though.
Please.
Why do they not call it orange hair? That has driven... This is not red. This is orange.
That's true.
Driven me crazy my entire life. Like, orange. Yeah. Orange. Red. I don't have one red thing in here. But red, we know red. Red.
Red is red.
That is red. That is not my hair color. That. It's orange.
Yeah. Why do we just say there's only a few?
It drives me. That has annoyed me basically my entire life. Well, and I hated being called a ginger until all of a sudden I was the ginge. I've told it too many times to retell, but my boss just came up with the name and I was like, no way. And then 12 years later, here I am. So, all right. So we'll go back to
So I moved to Springfield in 2003. Chasing Love. My now wife is from here. And
where from?
Springfield.
Where were you from?
Oh, Iowa.
Okay, gotcha. Missed the detail.
I didn't say it.
That really made me spit out my water. It's all adding up.
Yeah, so I'm from Iowa and moved down here and lived. I didn't know anybody. I lived in her parents' basement.
Wow.
She lived elsewhere. I was just with them. It was them and me.
Yeah. That's incredible. Wow, that's sick on me.
So I like substitute taught and waited tables for about a year. And then I was like, I got to leave. I can't get a job here. And I was like, I'll do one last interview. Not that I had a bunch of interviews, but then I got a job at the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks.
Okay.
And through that, I finally got enough money to move in with a guy and his friend. And by the way, it took me a long time to get enough money to move in. And so their friends kept referring to me as this Mystery Jeff that they hadn't met. And that's how Mystery Jeff Mystery Hour became.
Wow.
Because I didn't have enough money to move in.
Wow, the heritage is great.
To a crappy house.
Amazing.
Yeah. So anyway, then through that, one of those guys was in the Skinny Improv. And I went to one of their shows and I was like, oh, I got to do it. I have to do this. I can't just.
When you started the sound, I didn't know if that was going to be cringy because I sucked or because you were excited.
I was like, I want to do it.
Okay.
Because I loved watching like Whose Line Is It Anyway? And after college, I lived in New York a little bit, and I would go to see UCB, which is a legendary improv group. And so I was like, oh man, I want to do it. So I ended up taking a class and then doing well enough in the class, and then I joined the group.
Gotcha.
Then through that, we would experiment with 10 o'clock shows, and I was like, I want to try doing.
What do you mean
show.
experiment? Just do them?
Just kind of throw up different ideas for a show. So I did the Mystery Hour there, and just in our small improv theater. I had 2 guests. One was who was running for state senate, and it was like the Saturday before. And a professor at Missouri State heard about it and gave extra credit to students if they went. And so we had a packed house for it.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, this is what I want to do.
That was it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what'd you study in school, like in college?
Communications.
Okay.
But I had no idea what it kind of fits posthumously. Like looking back, it fits.
Right.
But at the time, I had no idea what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And they had like broadcasting classes and stuff. I took none of them. I did nothing.
So did you take improv classes was that just, you found it, you thought, oh, I need to do this, and you started right there, and that was that?
I met the guy who started it, Jeff Jenkins. I was by myself, as per usual, because I didn't know anyone yet, watching a Northern Iowa NCAA tournament basketball game. And he walked in with a guy that I had waited tables with. And then I was like, hey, how does someone join this game?
How does someone go about this?
How do you do this? And he's like, well, you take class. And that's kind of how it started.
If you want to support The Jen Show, please like and subscribe. It is independently financed, aka I am financing it myself. So a like and subscribe really helps me out a lot, and it's free. If you are looking for a DJ for your wedding, private party, corporate event, the club, whatever, I'm your guy. Hit me up at thejenshow.com or at The Jen Show on all social media. All right, back to the episode. Please like and subscribe. So the Mystery Hour started, let me see, 12 years ago?
Brother. It started not on TV, in 2006.
Wow.
20 years ago.
20. How's that hit your ears?
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's super weird.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of like I saw John Mayer playing his like first single in Towered Records. I don't know how I just ran into that on YouTube. That was 25 years ago. And it's like
weird.
Wow.
Yeah, the year 2000 was 25 years ago.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. Oh, and on on the Wes Anderson thing, I didn't say it at the time, but Royal Tenenbaums, I was obsessed with that movie.
Yeah.
03, 04 somewhere, but I mean, I've watched that like 150 times. One of the old guy in it, and that's not the greatest way to describe him, but he would definitely, if you looked him up, he's the oldest guy that's in it. I ran into him one time in LA and I was just taking pictures with him. But because he was probably like 85 years old, he loved it. He just wanted to kind of hang out. I even knew he was there because he walked into the store and said, how's Royal Tenenbaums doing? That's what you ask. And so I swung my head around and it was him and I was so excited. Okay, so that's
hilarious.
All right, so Mystery Hour, you guys filmed it at the Gloys. Was that from the jump? Were you able to go straight into it that way?
No. So we did it 2006 did it for 5 years just at the Skinny Improv. So, but that shows how much I loved it. Like there was no cameras. It was just to a live audience, like 100 people. But we'd mostly sell out, which made like this awesome atmosphere.
Yeah.
And so it was super cool. Then my wife and I talked about having kids.
Those things.
In 2010. And I was like, I got to move to LA first. So I quit everything.
So you did it?
Yeah, I quit everything and moved to LA. And so my wife stayed.
Okay.
Because she was like, we just bought a house.
Well, yeah, and like a 2-bedroom apartment in LA is like $3,000.
Yeah. Like, so the idea was she'd either move out at some point or I'd move back at some point. So then eventually she said, hey, why don't you move back? And I was like, okay. I mean, I was just running out of money. But I said, let me take one more UCB class. So I did. And then KSFX was our Fox affiliate here. They lost their Fox affiliation to what would become Fox 5. They had different names. to what would become that. And so they started KOZL, which is still around, an independent station. They ended up getting Fox back, but anyway. And they're like, anyone have any shows? And I was like, I got a show. That was before I had moved back. And
oh, wow. So it was LA. Okay, that's interesting.
it was September. My wife said, hey, I think you should move back. And I was like, okay, let me take this class. And then my friend had sent me that they were looking for local programming. So I emailed them and I was like, hey, I might be moving back sometime soon, even though I knew it at that point.
That's good. Psychologically, that was a good,
Right.
Thinking about it.
I don't know. Maybe.
Sure.
Maybe I'm wealthy for all you know.
Tough to say.
I don't need you.
Right. But you do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, but I also said, hey, I can meet this week, but then next week I'm going back to Hollywood.
Wow.
And
Well
I
played.
technically was living in Hollywood,
Sure.
which is not the nicest area, at my friend's parents' house. And so I made it sound really good. So they said, well, if you move back, let us know. So anyway, so then we were like, let's do a show. But I didn't have anything. I didn't have a venue or people or cameras or anything.
Pretty important stuff for the bold
I was
thing.
like, well, let's just set a date and we'll figure it out. So we did, moved it back a month. So we did it at Randy Bacon Monarch Art Factory. Do you remember that? It's not there anymore. It was small. He used to do concerts and stuff there. I don't know what it's at, like 100 or something. It was actually pretty nice. Just the building looked nice. And so we did it there for the first season and it was like terribly stressful.
Yeah. Was it weekly?
Well, so it was always weekly, but we tape it once a month.
Okay.
And
so just like 4 shows right after.
We would do 4. Then after a while, we realized people don't want that last episode. So we ended up doing 3 episodes. So we did that there for 2 seasons. And then the Galois, it was just happenstance again. I ran into the guy who was running it at the time. He was like, you should have the show here. And I was like, huh? And then the new Fox station, what was the name of it? Why am I blanking on it? Became Fox 5. KRBK. They reached out around the same time and said, hey, would you consider having the show here? So then in one season we jumped from to the Galois and
pretty
Fox
big upgrade.
and stuff. Yeah. But it comes with its own things because now we're like, now I got to fill 1,000 seats.
Yeah. I know you sold it out at least sometime because I remember specifically seeing that on a video.
Yeah, we sold it out one time.
That's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care I don't care if that hits anybody's ear and think just once. That's a lot of people to get, people don't get how much that is unless you've been a performer. 1,000 people, that's a lot.
Yeah. I mean, we average like between 400 and 500 at a taping, which is, if I might, do you mind if I toot my horn a little bit?
I would love to hear it.
I'll toot our horn as a community.
Sure.
But it was larger than all the real late night talk shows. We had bigger audience at each taping than what they had.
Theirs is like 100 or less.
Yeah, they're small.
I got to do the Tonight Show one time. I got to be in the and it was way smaller than I expected.
You're like, whoa, this is tiny.
Yeah,
and everyone gets in for free, and we were charging people. But I will say,
you got charged.
They were taping 4 or 5 days a week. Now it's just once a month. So,
still, we'll take the victories. I think something you said that is really important with that was you just picked a date and you're just like, here we go. Yeah. Because that's exactly how I did this. I went on my Instagram. I said, this is coming out September 30th or whatever. And it did. And it might not have been very good, but there is something very powerful about just, I'm going to do this.
I need that. It's like a practice for me.
Yep.
And like when people ask for advice, I'm like, just set a date and tell people about it.
Yeah. So I've realized I say so a lot.
Because you're editing.
Yep.
You can cut it out.
It's weird. Like the us don't actually bother me that people say or me. It's the like how easy the so is to cut. So I just don't even make myself like fix it. It's like that normally would be like, you got to stop this habit, man. But that one doesn't matter. How did you do all your bookings? I've really wondered that for Mystery Hour.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I mean, everything was DIY. So the booking falls into that too. So basically we had, for the early years, we didn't book any out of town guests. And then I went to the Van de Voort and said, hey, what do you think about this sponsorship idea? you help us pay an appearance fee and a flight, and they can stay here. And then you guys we can, trade it out with sponsorship. So that's kind of the genesis of it. But then we're like, okay, how do we get these people?
Right. It's a real thing.
Yeah. So our first out of town guest was Jay Jackson, who played Purd on Parks and Rec.
Okay. Yep.
And I can't remember where that one came from, but Gig Salad has helped here and there.
Oh,
I
never even considered that.
Yeah. So there's, people that work there, and I don't think they do it so much, but they used to go to like events and conventions and stuff, and then they would meet some people. So that happened with a couple, but the main thing was Dana Powell, who's from Springfield. She's an actor, improviser in LA. And she's been out there for a long time, is really good. So she's made all these friends. So I said, hey, can you help connect us with anyone? But then when someone would come on, I'd say, hey, if you liked this, can you give me like a few other names of people we can reach out to?
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
And then we had another person. This is funny. Tara Copeland is her name. I never knew her, but one of our writers, Katie Day, had photographed her wedding randomly. And she's also an improviser in LA and has all these connections and is just like super generous with it. And so she helped us reach out to people too. And then we just try to multiply by having them give us names, because to get someone to fly out to Missouri for a show they've never heard of and get some money, but not a ton, it takes someone being like, yeah, they're cool.
100%. Dude, I get that so much. That's kind of just a selfish, like, we might as well record this, but how did you go about that? Because it is hard to book people.
Yeah.
It's hard to even break through their like inbox or whatever on social media. I mean, the better, more popular they are, however you want to phrase it, the harder it is to get through.
I was pretty easy to get to, wasn't I?
I mean, you were, I would say, medium. I got through to you on like my second text or something, or Facebook message. But I
was
think
your second one. That's just me, though.
I know. That isn't even weird, though. That's one of those things in life that I do so badly. And then when other people do it, I'm like,
same.
Not even, like, what do you think you're better than me?
That's my biggest hypocrisy.
Oh, preach, amen. And I've gotten much better at it now that I've been doing this and I've seen the other side of it so much more. So now it doesn't even faze me when I don't hear back on the first one, but it is so crazy how hypocrisy is a very good word.
When I was in your driveway, when I was coming in, I was like, was I supposed to have a meeting with someone last week? And I looked it up and I didn't show up.
Wow. I actually think I know who it is.
Oh, no.
Is it with QPS? I'm not going to put this in here.
It's because I saw it hanging down from your rear view.
Wow.
And I was like, QPS, wait.
Because I just remembered that Trent, he watches I won't even put this in there. I won't put this in there. It's pretty funny, though. That's literally,
you can put it in. I don't care.
Because he was like, he was like, who's next? And I was like, Jeff Houghton. And he was like, awesome, man. I was looking forward to meeting him. We had
so embarrassing.
That was literally yesterday. I wasn't gonna bring it up to you because I was like,
I was supposed to meet with him on Tuesday.
Wow. Well,
or was it last week on Tuesday?
A few moments later.
I don't know how many exclamation points I should put on this apology.
I would say go for maybe just 3. You don't want to overdo it. Did you go, were you at 7 or 8?
Oh, I'm just putting it between most sentences.
I've only really lately realized how much you can work with just the video of one thing with the talking of another.
Yeah.
Like for the short clips, you can get some incredible moments. At first, I kind of thought it was cheating. And then it's like, it's not cheating.
It's like what reality shows do.
Yeah.
Where someone's like,
yes.
And then they're like, slow it down and put in some other place that they weren't doing it.
Like if a fight's happening, they would like take like a type. Yeah, you're totally
really
right.
Just someone knocked on the door.
It really is crazy. Like I would love to have seen like something like Jersey Shore shot as to how much they're like amping them up into the behavior. It has to be
so
high.
much.
Yeah, it has to be.
I think so much. I took meetings in LA. People were interested because they're interested. They're like, what do you mean you have a show in Missouri?
I cannot.
like, what is Missouri?
So you're saying
What
that
is
didn't
it?
open every door?
Yeah. But they were fascinated because they're like, but there's nothing there. I don't understand what you're saying.
Yeah, that's
I'm like,
true.
yeah, we're making a show. But some were interested in reality, like making it a reality show, which I kind of understand because it's unique. But I was like, I would rather keep my relationships how they are.
It would have made for a good reality show, though.
But they were, one of the guys is like, he's like, nah, I don't like, I think we'd maybe have you working in a tire shop or something. I'm like, what?
That was
There's no reality. I mean,
that was what they were gonna have you do as
yeah.
So if they would have created that, they would.
Yeah. I'd be like, I don't know, get the black tire.
Yeah. And now there's a show on Netflix called Tires.
Really?
That's where they literally just work in a tire shop. Full circle moment, man. Like,
Could have been me.
And I mean, I think it's kind of like an improv show. It's
Could have been me.
reality, but not. Oh my gosh. This is why I write down questions. You guys had Chapel Roan on before she was Chapel Roan.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Super cool.
How'd you go about like finding her? I think it was 4 years ago, 5 maybe.
Yeah. Well, we had her on twice.
Ooh, double flex.
Yeah. We had Kaylee Rose on.
Right.
Her first performing name. At that point I had other people booking the music. So I don't know. People would just send us stuff or they'd reach out in different ways. So I'm not sure how it came about. People would ask me who my favorite musical guest was. And I would say, we had this 16-year-old girl on and she just played piano and she just like captured the room immediately. And she was really good, but just like something just drew you in right away.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, there was this one girl who was super
Wow.
good. And it was her.
Dude, that's incredible. I've said dude way too many times in this interview. I don't know where it's coming out too much. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool thing to say you've done right there.
Yeah.
Pre-booking on Chapel Roan. I mean, the video is pretty choicey too, like to live on YouTube.
Yeah, right,
I mean,
right.
you gotta have people running across that pretty easy.
Yeah, I got all kinds of cred.
Yeah, you were very close to the top on a list that she is the top of realistic. I still call her a realistic guest for this show.
There you go.
In my brain, I'm thinking like, well, maybe she's coming through around Christmas and she thinks like, I could help out one form of media there. And I just happen to be that person.
Yeah.
So either that or maybe I become friends with one of her old I have a lot of.
I would say it's likely.
It's likely or above likely, maybe.
Above likely.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking
it's
too.
win.
Okay, that's cool. Well, we'll see, guys. It's coming in the future. I'm gonna weasel my way through it. No, I don't know if your contacts could get me there. Well, even if you just opened up the phone, I don't know. Who knows?
No, I know her mom. That's my contact.
Okay. Wow. That's pretty good, actually. Well, all that joking, that turned kind of serious. I saw, I think 2 weeks ago, you were emceeing something at Vegas. You were hosting.
Yeah.
So tell me about that. Like, because that's super cool, but I feel like that would be a very hard thing to book. Like, how do you go about that? I know you have the reels. I already talked about it.
Yeah. 10, 11 years ago, I got hired. The same year, I got hired to host 2 different things from companies that were here, but they were the events were elsewhere. And I was like, oh, I didn't realize there was this world of like events. But the funny thing is, so I did trade with Gig Salad for sponsorship on the Mystery Hour. And for that trade, I got a featured membership, which means I'll come up quicker on a search and I can be in more cities.
Oh.
Because of that, I'd get reached out to by places elsewhere or events and that sort of stuff. And then Gig Salad has really good like SEO. And so sometimes people email me. I'll just get emails here and there. It are often from cities where I'm listed in and stuff. So I think it's partly the power of a local website.
Wow. So Gig Salad, is that local?
Yes.
It is?
Yes.
I thought that was like a national company.
They are a national company, but they're
they
here.
started. Wow.
They were a block away from my office downtown.
That's pretty. Wow.
Isn't that weird?
That is. And I have gotten their things I've searched lots of times. I've gotten them come up. So their SEO must be good.
They're really good. They're on Battlefield
Wow.
now, but yeah. And I met the guy who ran it when I worked at the blood center and he was donating blood
How
20
we all-
years ago.
Wow, sounds like a sitcom way of
Yeah.
finding your future partner. But
Yeah.
this is partner
Yeah,
gig salad.
A future partner. Yeah. So,
Wow.
so yeah, I think it's a lot of that.
So did they contact you? This one you did?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know how to go get these.
I know
jobs.
that's what I was wondering, how you would even go.
So
If I was just asking, so I could go get them myself. This is actually not one of the questions I'm selfishly asking, but I did wonder, like, how
Right.
you even go about that.
last week I was in Orlando hosting a thing on agritourism. Next week I'll go to Richardson, Texas and host I do customized late night
Wow.
talk shows for chambers or for just events. And then I'll go from there and fly to Orlando to host a thing for garages.
Wow, I did not know it was this much.
It gets bunched together at different times of the year, but then other times of the year is not much. So last month I was in Vegas and I was somewhere else. I don't remember. And I'll go to Chicago in a few weeks. So but they're just one day I'll be there for it. I'll fly in the day before usually, but I'll be there for a day or two or three. And, so it kind of works with home life and stuff too. So I'm not just
Yeah.
gone a bunch. They're pretty quick. So yeah, it's this weird little niche.
That's amazing. It goes
Yeah.
with your skill set incredibly.
It's nice.
I mean, I feel
I
like
like
it's
it.
truly drawn up for your skill set.
Yeah, it just kind of fits in my wheelhouse.
Yeah, it totally does.
And
Because even though it's very weird for somebody that's a performer, I made my full living playing guitar and singing, DJ, I've done tons of performing stuff. I don't really like holding a microphone and talking on stage. It's very strange. It's not that it's uncomfortable. It's just when I picked up a guitar, it just felt like it was supposed to be in my hands.
Yeah,
but for some reason, even this, it's once I'm holding it, I don't know. It doesn't make me scared. It just doesn't go. So for you, it
That's
works.
interesting. Yeah. What doesn't work is sitting in an office for me. I do it a lot and I'm like, God, how do I?
Is your office what you've turned into the multiple rooms?
Yeah.
What's it called?
What did I call it?
I have it written down over there too.
Intentionally Digital Studio.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Remember right off the top of your head. So clearly really
I start lots of
impacted you.
things. I start lots of things.
Dude,
That one I didn't really have a name for. So
I knew we would have a lot in common in this way of I've started so many threads of business but they're just all in the entertainment. I don't even know if you'd fully call it entertainment, media.
Yeah.
When it's hard to define, that's how you know you're doing a lot of different
Yeah.
things. So
Yeah.
I saw that you interviewed Derrick Rose. That was who was a basketball player. I knew the name, not a sports guy at all.
Yeah.
Was that cool?
Yeah. Super
I mean,
cool.
that's a really not a good question.
No.
I was was that cool?
It could have been not cool, but he was really cool.
Okay,
if
he
that
was
makes
really
sense.
cool.
It's kind of funny. So it's at CES, Consumer Electronics Show, which
is a big deal.
Yeah, it's
There's
huge.
ratings that come off of it. It's a really big thing.
I'd never been to it. I'd never been to anything that big before. If you have a booth at something, usually it's a room size.
Right.
That was the booth I was in was way bigger than my house. And way taller and the scale is crazy. So it was for this company, this Chinese company called Dreamy, and they make robot vacuums, but they also make smart appliances and all the things. They debuted an electric car.
Yeah, because this is where you would introduce these new products.
Yeah. I actually didn't know I was interviewing him until I got there. And they were
I have a question for that.
yeah, they were and I was this is Derrick Rose is here. And
Are you a big sports person?
Yeah.
Okay, you are.
Yeah. So that helped having that knowledge. But then I listened to a couple of podcasts of his that he was a guest on ahead of time. And but what was really cool about it was I'm sure celebrities do this sort of thing a lot, which is the reason they want to do that is to draw people into the booth so then they can kind of look around. And so he could just kind of do it and cash a check. But he like really dug in and was like really interested in it. So it was really funny though. Like when I take a couple steps back, I kind of did a live infomercial for vacuums with former NBA MVP Derrick Rose.
Man, that's going to make for a great YouTube video. People are going to be searching that, you know, vacuums, Derrick Rose, Jeff Houghton, they'll go straight into that one.
But what I love about what I do is that like just the variety, like I can't do it. But next week I was almost hired to host a space launch. I don't even know what that means at Kennedy Space Center. Then they're like, hey, we want to hire you. And I was like, yes. And they're like, but it's been moved back a week. And I was like, I can't do it.
Oh my. That's tragic right there.
Know.
So I want to talk about interviewing. You've done that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot. Mm-hmm. There's not a lot of careers that do it more. What do you do when you have people you're interviewing that you're not interested in?
Well, I guess the good news is I can be interested in most things.
I feel the same.
I have a low threshold.
I feel the same.
Like, because my wife is not as much that way. And I'll be like, isn't that amazing? He just built a house outside of town.
Yeah.
She'd be like, I don't care. I'm like,
right.
Yeah, but he did it.
Yeah.
So that helps.
By getting to do my own booking, I don't really run into it. But I would have thought with somebody else doing a lot of the booking, you would get some people and you're just like, wow, this person is boring.
Well, the thing will be sometimes people are super engaging and then they get out in front of a crowd and then they're like, I'm freezing. So this is my little thing I learned over the years.
Okay.
I pass it on to you now. The better I got is the quicker I would realize which bucket this interview goes in. So it's either just conversational and that's great, or it's someone that like is not comfortable, not used to it. And then for doing a comedy show, then I was like, okay, I got to like really amp it up here a little bit. And like, I don't need to expect any great answers from them. I'll kind of like drive it. And then sometimes it's the person just wants to go. And I used to interrupt all the time and it would just ruin the flow of it because I'd just be interrupting. And I realized I just need to take a back seat and just sit back and let them set them up and let them go. And like, so there's some interviews where I'm like, how many words did I say?
Yeah.
Not very many.
Yeah. So did you run into much people wanting to talk and give details to the point that you had to like stop them?
Yeah, because
being on a stage would probably help that, but
we had like a floor director. So there's a director who was in the trailer in the alley, and trailer isn't covered, not like sitting, and a production trailer. And then we had a floor director who he was talking to on the headset. So before the show, there's probably too much info, but we knew how long the musical guest slot was going to be, and we knew how long our bits and stuff were going to be. And by the time the A block, basically the start with the bits, is done, we know how long that was. And then we know how long the music's going to be. So then the flex is in the interview. And so they'd put it up on the clock for me. And then there'd be a floor director being like, wrap it up. And I'd be like, he's in the middle of a story. I don't know how to do it. So it took a lot of practice, but I got better at it. But then sometimes you're just like, you just got to chop it up.
Yep.
But they're live switching, meaning they're cutting up, they're editing the show at the time. So it helps the director who's also the editor, it helps them quite a bit if we nail it on time.
Yeah.
And they don't have to go through and like try to.
Well, yeah, that's what I have now, something that shows the time, because especially in ones like this, it's so easy to go an hour and a half and I just create a problem for myself.
Yes.
It seems wonderful until I've learned that, like, no, at some point a decision just has to be made, and I'm going to either make it right here or I'm going to make it editing. But it's and so it's like, now I look at it too. I feel like I've got better, because now I look at it, I think, the people that went over well, hopefully I'll have them again down the line. So if I don't get to every question, I don't get to every question, because you do think like, how can I miss this? All right. What do you think the best interviewing question? What's your go-to? Or it doesn't have to be a number one or two, but what do you think really works every time?
I have no idea. I've never thought of that.
Which is why I gave you that heads up on the biggest pet peeve, because
Mhm.
everybody has. You're the first person that I just told before you came. Because
That's
once I
helpful.
break that question out, everybody's like, "Oh, I was
You're
like, I'm just
I know
gonna
I
see.
got 'em.
I'm gonna tell Jeff and just let him come up with a good one and see
Yeah.
he came up with a great one."
Yeah. I had 2 others I was going to bring into with me. I can't remember what they were.
See, that's how it happens. It's
The
quick.
brain just goes, it's in and it's out. What were you asking me? What'd you talk to?
I was saying your go-to question.
Go-to question. None.
Okay, so you read the room.
Okay, so here's another thing. I learned this. I interned at Letterman right after college.
Wow,
And-
that's a misdeed. Wow,
Yeah.
cool.
So, but I kind of learned some of the mechanics of the show
Yeah.
from being there. I was just an intern. I was holding doors open and getting coffee and stuff. But they had a segment producer that would call the guest ahead of time, and then they would do like an interview with them. And then they'd kind of come up with some good stuff. And that's why they've got note cards on their desk.
Uh-huh.
It's something someone else came up with. So I used to do that. And then I'd have the questions written out on a note card. And then I was like, I am not listening to what they're saying. I'm just looking at the next question.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I decided to go kind of free with it. And like if a guest came into town, I'd have lunch with them and then we'd just chat. And I'm like, this stuff will be in me. So it's in there. And just wouldn't have any note cards or anything. Cause I in the moment is so much
Right.
better, I think. I also would say, like, I don't care what direction
Yeah.
this goes. If we don't ever talk about the thing you're known
Mhm.
for, I don't care at all.
That's a
just make it
great way of
conversational.
doing it, though, in that shorter format of like being able to have a lunch and then
Yeah.
because see, like in this longer format, I didn't even really want to talk to you before we talked. We just talked
Yeah.
about totally surface level.
Yes.
Because I don't want a good story to come out, but that does make so much more sense of how you could like improv it
Yeah.
on the fly, because there is like I have note questions over here, and at a certain point I have to break eye contact and look over, but there is
Yeah.
like a lost magic when you're thinking like
Uh-huh.
because you do just kind of want it to roll.
Yeah. But I mean, in your defense, like a longer interview, it helps to have done research and have these things ready to go.
So what do you think? How much research did you do like on Derek Rose? How deep do you go?
So for him, I found out the day before.
Wow.
So I'm like, I'm just going to listen to 2. I could only find 2 interviews with him on podcasts. So I listened to those. And then luckily for that one, I'm a sports fan. So I have a general sense of his
Right.
career. I think that like my tendency to want to just do in the moment, let's just see where it goes, is good and fine. But I think the best version of that is pairing it with like research and stuff.
Mhm.
And that research can be lots of different things. So
Yep.
for like Derek Rose, those were fresh. Like I listened to those podcasts that day and the day before. So then I could pull all these things. But I think it's always refreshing when someone's like actually done research and stuff too.
Yeah, I do the same. I try to do it in the week of because it just, I want it to be fresh. I try to not, there's a magic in between.
Yeah.
Because like, I don't want to, you want to respect the person by knowing their background.
Mhm.
But if you know it too well, you either ask questions that are too designed for yourself,
Yeah.
or it's like, it's kind of good to just stumble in some stuff. So the
Yeah.
one thing I want, the one thing I wanted to talk about, and then we're just going to go to the lightning round. We got like 5 minutes left. How has social media affected you? This is going to be such a broad question, but the thing that I've talked about most on this podcast is social media. Nearly everybody I've had on ideally would have some form of social media. It's kind of just the trade of this whole thing, except for my therapist who didn't even have a Facebook. And that episode did great. So life is weird like that. But how have you started at a time where social media, I guess Facebook started in like 2004 or 2005. So we're talking like you really have been doing this kind of whatever you want in that whole time. Then obviously you had Instagram husband that hit. How has social media just affected you? I'm just going to leave it gigantic open like that.
Oh man, I have so many thoughts on this. So Skinny Improv days, MySpace is what we used. I mean, it's
With your 7
dating
friends or whatever
Yeah.
was on the front.
But that helped a ton for this thing that had no budget, like for advertising and stuff. So how it's affected me. So I have an app on my phone called the Freedom app, and it blocks websites that I find too addictive. So like,
Really?
oh, I love it so much. Yeah, it's called the Freedom app. I'm free. It says you are free. I'm free right now. Okay, so I started out with it, and I was like, I'm blocking social media, and I blocked social media, and then I was like, I'm just reading sports articles, and I was like, okay, I'm blocking sports, and then I was like, now I'm just doom scrolling with news, block news. My phone, I have like 3 different periods during the day that I can get on it, because it F's with my brain too much. Like, I was like, do I like this? Is this good? So like a lot of people, I have such a love-hate relationship with it, because I think it would help my career if I was more into it, but it'd be bad for my brain if I was more into it.
Oh my gosh, I get that.
You understand?
I mean, you just spoke my mind right there.
Yeah. It doesn't work for my brain. It works better for some people's brains. I don't know.
Yeah.
But my ADHD tendencies, I'm just like, I'll just give
Makes
me a little
constant
stimulation.
self-comparison.
Yeah.
I would have bet my life that you were going to say very similar to what you said.
Yeah.
Because just looking through your like past catalog and all that stuff, you've posted, I think, a couple of Instagrams in like the last year, at least on the IG husband page. That one has.
Oh yeah, that one we don't do. Yeah.
But then you just like, I think your Facebook is probably your most consistent posts, but I felt that you had to have a love-hate relationship with social media.
Yes.
Which is what I have. It would be better for my career if I could lean in even harder. I have tried to. It's like doing this long form creates good clips, then that goes well on social media. But then something like TikTok, you just need to be putting stuff out constantly. And that's the other thing too, is they're all different. They need a different kind of material. So
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Also, like, this is something I've been thinking about lately, like with Facebook. It started out as just like family and friends and stuff. And then it's kind of insidious, like what it turned into in terms of like the algorithm prefers divisiveness.
Is that on Facebook specifically? Because that would explain a lot.
Yeah.
So the comments.
I'm no expert, but like.
No, that makes a lot of sense because there's more hate on Facebook than any social media. It's
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, I know.
Huh? Well,
I don't know. Like it doesn't point to me being healthy having an app like that.
Yeah.
It points to me being like, I'm not very good at.
Yeah. Well,
controlling.
and I have multiple jingles I have to work on now. And it's just like, I would be better to just turn that off, like turn it where I didn't even have access to pick it up. And like, because it is an addiction. It's not it works exactly like it, where your brain needs to be fed.
Yeah.
You know, it's like neurons in your brain or whatever. It's like creating new pathways.
Yeah. I have an Apple Watch I usually have, and I didn't get it so I could have more notifications. I got it because I was searching for like a dumb phone, but that could still do some things, a non-smartphone.
Oh.
Like,
I've never heard that.
But I wanted it to do some things and not just be a Nokia brick, you know?
Sure.
And I was like, oh, I think the best option is the Apple Watch. So I'll leave my phone at home, and then if I need to get a phone call or something. So I'm like trying to retrain my brain because I don't like what it's done to me. I'm mad at it.
So you're not looking to post more on social. You're actually kind of going direction.
Here's what I've been thinking about.
Okay.
Hiring someone to do it. And then
that honestly, that would be a great solution for you, because at the radio station, we had like an intern that ended up working there and she did all of our social media. And that was incredible because she loved it so much.
And better at it. Even.
That would be the move.
I think so.
that really, like, if I had, and I'm not trying to get that thing right now, I'm too early in this process, but that would be a goal, is to get there eventually, because I don't enjoy it. And I think it makes me get on and look so much as to like how many likes I don't like.
Yes, I get too into it in like an embarrassing way I don't like.
Hopefully we'll put up a couple of collab posts, but then that makes it super easy. All right, let me ask, these are lightning round questions.
Okay.
What's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie is Little Miss Sunshine.
Oh, that makes sense.
I love it.
That is so spot on.
Is it?
I don't know that I could have picked it out of the air and said it, but that suits you so well.
Someone asked my mom recently, and she said Little Miss Sunshine. And I was like, oh, that's my favorite.
Yeah, that's
it's
incredible.
a little quirky, funny, some heart.
Steve Carell, is he in it?
Steve Carell's in it.
Yeah, like early Steve Carell.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite Olympic sport for the Winter Olympics since they're happening right now? What do you like the most?
Oh, I like the, I don't know what it's called, but like last one they started or the one before where they have snowboarders race at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
I can't remember it either, but I just saw it last night.
Because when they're going down like slalom and stuff, I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to see how fast they are compared to the other ones.
Yeah, I know. Nobody does race. That's a good point, except for the speed skating.
Yeah.
All right. I think this is the last question. Do you believe in any conspiracy theories?
I'd like to say this about conspiracy theories. Remember when conspiracy theories were just conspiracy theories? And now they're like self-serving for your political purpose?
Oh, that's so true.
Before it was just like, I believe this weird thing because it's kind of fun.
Yeah. Somebody probably has a way to get Bigfoot into a political narrative.
Yeah, right.
Like,
I mean, the JFK assassination.
That one is one you buy into, that it wasn't just one guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. How about you?
The moon landing, I went down for a second, I thought maybe this didn't happen. And I went down a real rabbit hole with it. And I think it probably just happened.
Yeah.
Neil deGrasse Tyson, when I saw him explaining like it definitely happened and he was giving all the reasons, I was like, okay, yeah. Basically he got to like that they had decided to shoot it, to create the fake moon landing in Hollywood. And eventually after, weeks and weeks of figuring out how to do it, they decided to just shoot it on location. He told the longest joke that ended with that. I was like, okay, that was pretty funny. That was a pretty good payoff. So, all right. I only had one camera die this time. Both of my lights stayed on. One of the episodes I didn't realize one was off until it was over. I think most things worked, Jeff.
Yeah.
This was
the chemistry works.
Amazing. Thank you so much for being on here. I know this will be a really good episode. I would love to have you back someday.
Yeah, let's do it.
You are a really cool guy. All right, let's wave to the camera.
Goodbye.
It's the Jam.